I don't know if anyone's out there yet. We will see. This is another completely impromptu live using the cell phone. Using the cell phone. I know. Technology. Or what did they used to say? Uh, Space technology. This is what's in it for you, the old NASA commercials. But yeah, of course, huge lot. And I started with these yesterday, just picking through, picking through. No announcement on this at all. Just went live while I have a little bit of time. Just to test this out and see how well it works and to see if it's anything anyone would be interested in the future for me to do this more often. I should probably schedule it. Probably do a hell of a lot better if I scheduled it. And I'll start looking through here in a moment, waiting for some people to show up. I don't know if anyone's out there. We can look at Daniel. Hi, Daniel. Hey, buddy, how you doing? That's Daniel. That's Uncle, who I can't talk to anyone without him getting in the way because he's jealous. And that's why he ran up on me here. Right, buddy? Yeah, who's a big baby? That's right. Big baby. So let me know if you're there, guys. There is Little Girl, and there are boxes of comics and some record albums that we're sorting through. And I've got these two record display cases that I built for LPH to store the majority of the records in. And I've got a third one in the garage that I'm almost finished completing so that you can get the rest of these sorted out. But comics there, comics here. We went through the majority of these yesterday, and then more around the corner. Over here, a ton more. A ton more. Still waiting for the comments section. I don't know who all is out there. Oh, that's a little fast, but that's okay. Hands free, as you can see. It's a thing that hangs on my neck. Hangs on my neck. I might can use these. I might can use this type of setup to do like a live walkthrough perhaps next time I go to a convention. But as I was pointing out yesterday, and I'll show a couple of things that you've probably already seen if you watched yesterday's live, is that it's all unbagged, unboarded, and it's all old store stock, but they're all like brand new condition. There's Image Black Ops #1, and they're blocks. So it's multiples of the same book. Like there's Hawkman #2, Hawkman #2, Hawkman #2, and they're all like flawless. There's no, there's no ticks, nothing. The page quality is good. This white or off-white pages, this is old store stock that just got kind of put up and forgotten about years ago. The majority of which, that's Huntress #4, there's like a dozen copies there. Doom Patrol #6 is about a half a dozen copies, and so on. These are all books that, some comic shop had. Demon #8, there's about a half a dozen copies. These are books that were supposed to go up on the shelf for retail sale that never made it. Web of Spider-Man #26, there's about 5 or 6 copies there, and so on. As I was demonstrating yesterday, that's what's in here. Still don't know who's out there. I don't see anyone in the chats. And then that's Little Girl being a nuisance, getting in my way. But again, impromptu live, and I'll look through some more of these boxes here in a moment. There's Granny Smith. Hi, Granny Smith. How you doing, sweetheart? Oh, I spooked you. You know who I am. Don't be scared, silly thing. Some record albums that we picked up yesterday. Mr. Rogers. It's too bad somebody scribbled all over that, though. Chipmunk Rock. These came from Value Village Urban Chipmunk. Chipmunks in Hollywood. Bill Cosby. That's Gary Bird. The Crown. I'm not sure what that is actually, but it was $1. Oh well, I don't know if anyone's coming on or if this is just a wasted block today, but that's all right. I guess I'll go ahead and get started because we're about 5 minutes in here. Looking through is a stack of Power Man and Iron Fist number 94. Doctor Who 16. Some Silverhawks number 4. Top Secret from Valiant number 11. I don't know what that is. Atlas, Power Man, and Iron Fist is a bunch of Power Man and Iron Fist. 86, 86. Doctor Who number 8, a whole stack of them. Number 6, a whole stack of them. And again, look how clean that is. Absolutely perfect. Red Circle, Black Hood, number 3. And you don't find Red Circle comics very often. Red Circle, the Comet, number 1. Number 1. Mighty Crusaders, number 1. Red Circle, multiple copies. Number 3. Number 5. Mighty Crusaders, 4. Black Hood, number 2, is a few copies. The Fly. Silverhawks, number 3. Alien Alliance, and this is from The Invasion. That's book 1, Squarebound. I remember this. I read this series. Again, nice and clean. Nice and clean. It was a big DC tie-in. There's a couple of oddballs in here, like you see the UFO flying saucer, but then multiples again. Oh, Superman and Flash Race. That's a good one. Those are always good. Stray Toasters. And then St. George, number 1. Looks like about a dozen copies, or half a dozen. And then St. George, number 2, number 3, and so on. Dr. Zero, number 4, 3. Alien Legion. Video Jack, Sleaze Brothers. More St. George, and so on. As we sift through. I don't know who's watching. I don't know if maybe there's something wrong with the comments. I'm not seeing anything. Eclipso. That's the Jewel edition. You can see that there's like an actual jewel attached to the book. It's one of the few books that grading companies refuse to grade because it will not fit in encapsulation. Will not fit. Ashley Dust, number 1 from Night Press. Never heard of it. And what is that? Government Issue number 2. Never heard of that. The Holy Knights. What is this? A whole big stack of Government Issue number 3. Like half a dozen copies or more. Mask. Look at that. Mask number 2. At least half a dozen copies. Number 6. The Mask. Those are bagged for some reason. Number 5, Mask. Cool World. The movie Cool World. Who remembers Cool World? Cops. Fighting Crime in a Future Time. Stack of these. Number 14. A stack of Centurions. Number 4. Oh, it says All Out Final Issue. I guess that's it. Now Comics Slimer. Number 7. Anyone remember this stuff? Balder. 1 and 2. Balder the Great. Oh, there's the Eternals Limited Series, number 1. There's a stack of these. Let's see, I got a comment there finally. It says, Fazafan, I watch my TV. I don't have a smartphone. It's difficult to chat. Love your channel. Okay, well, I'm glad somebody's watching. Again, this is not an announced chat, so it wasn't expected. You know, I don't know who's going to show up or if anyone's going to show up. Darkhold, number 3. It's like a dozen copies. What's this? Deathmate blue cover, and then what looks like the gold cover. Stacks of those. Amethyst. Remember Amethyst? Who remembers this? This is almost like the DC's version of the Star Comics from Marvel. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of them. Dinosaurs for Hire from Malibu. Nice. Including sealed copies. Look at this die-cut ferret from Malibu, number 1. No Monkey. There's Monkey. Hi, buddy. You're not going in that box. I will put you in the other room. Martian Manhunter, #1. Poison Elves from Serious Comics. Serious Comics. You know that one? And this box I went through. Did I go through this box yesterday? It's a bunch of Josie and the Pussycats and some old Caspers. And then it gets into lots here. Monster in My Pocket, #4. And I'm sorry about the lighting. The Visitor, #3, #4. And again, condition on these. Look at this, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, #7. There's about a dozen of those. #8, 9. Spider-Man Annual 25. Alpha Flight, there's a lot of Alpha Flight through here. Night Mask, X Factor, tons of this stuff. Tons of this stuff. A lot of New Universe stuff back there. Again, you know, the condition on these, they're all 9.4s to 9.8s. That was the real appeal of the lot. It was drop dead cheap anyways. But sharp corners, no ticks, white to off-white pages in these books. You know what I mean? There's Monkey again, being a pain in the butt. And come over here, and again, I apologize for the lighting. And that probably led to, well, one of the comments yesterday. Somebody was actually being really nasty in the comment section on yesterday's impromptu live. They were very unfriendly, unnecessarily so. Very unfriendly. The books are all yellowed out and nasty. They're worthless. I got ripped off, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what I paid for anything. And why you want to steal somebody's joy? Obviously, I'm enjoying doing this. There's always some bastard wants to steal your joy, you know? This is all Ultraverse stuff. Who remembers Ultraverse? Malibu Comics Breed, Power, Nightman, big blocks of them. Nightman, there's probably 20 of those. See, Nightman. That was made into a live-action TV series. It was actually pretty bad. Mantra, Man of War, polybagged. Freaks, #4. Wow, there's a lot of those. Bruce Lee, #6 from Malibu. Yeah, he made some nasty comments in the comments section. And it's like, why you gotta try to steal somebody's joy? I mean, I could understand perhaps this hard case. What's that? Freaks. Libby Phyllis, or Fliss. I never heard of that. Protectors from Malibu. I can understand, you know, the lighting is a little off. But, you know, people make assumptions. They say bad things. Valiant, a bunch of Valiant here. Psylords, Ninjak, Hardcore. There's like 20 of each of these. Again, they're perfect. But then, like, Valiant, 90s Valiant never really went anywhere. But yeah, clean as a whistle. Harbinger #23. Not a mark on it. Look at the pages. And again, you know, we have like traditional yellow lighting. So it might not be that easy to tell, but doesn't warrant being a bastard in the comment section. Eternal Warrior. Eternal Warrior might be something. I think that was fairly popular. She's already started marking some of these. That's LPH's handwriting there. It says DC's Batman. DC's Batman. Forever People. There's a big block of Forever People there. #6. Batman Detective, #613. 617. Golly, look at this. 617. But they're all perfect. It would be great if that was a key. 619. Oh, 618, 619, 620. Look at that. 620. There must be 20 copies there. 21, 23, 26. And then we're into Batman comics. 680, 680. 8 or 686, excuse me. I know my shadow's getting in the way. Legends of the Dark Knight, number 4. And what's this? Oh, Fast Faza fan says, "Did you read the comics back in the 90s?" Get off of there, cat. What are you doing? There was a ton. I guess Dark Horse was the most successful, question mark. And he made a donation to the channel. Thank you, Faza fan. I really appreciate that. And it goes a long way towards taking care of, like, the creatures. Like, you see a lot of cats here. That's because we take care of abandoned and wounded animals. And we have like 20 that we're taking care of right now, including this one, who I've mentioned him before. We call him Monkey. He was found inside the engine block of someone's car. They were driving to work and they heard screaming. And he was in there and he was burned up. He's healed really nicely, though, now. As you can see, he's in great condition. He's just a little guy. He's just too playful. Too playful for right now. But yeah, I used to read a lot of that stuff in the 90s. Image was really big for a while. Image was really big, as was Dark Horse. Dark Horse started doing really well after they acquired Blackthorn Publications, because that gave them access to the Terminator first and foremost. Will you guys cut that out? Gave them access to the Terminator. As Now Comics had the Terminator first. Yeah, this looks like a bunch more Valiant here. Big blocks of Valiant, like you can see there. What is that? Future Force number 12. This looks like it's all rye. And this is my wife's attempt here to try to get things alphabetized so we can start breaking it down better. Get it better organized and under better control so that we can figure out what to do with it. She's already picked out the equivalent of 3 short boxes for herself that she's separated out as we dig through what's in here. Oh, that one's got some damage there. What's this? Batman, Run, Riddler, Run. We saw some of these yesterday. This is book 2 of 3. I think I saw book 3 yesterday. Cinder and Ash, number 3. Legion of Superheroes, 317. Legion, Manhunter, Outcasts, Phantom, DC Comics The Phantom. She's a fan of The Phantom. I know my wife is. DC Comics Peacemaker, and of course Peacemaker, along with The Question and Blue Beetle and all of that, was acquired by DC Comics from Charlton. Copper Age, Phantom Stranger. What else have we got in here? A lot of Phantom Stranger. Firestorm. There's a lot of Firestorm, but it's like a run. It's not like blocks like this. This is Firestorm. Series 2, number 1, a block of them. But first series Firestorm. More Centurions, number 4. First series Firestorm. It looks like almost a complete run. Centurions, number 3. Hopefully number 2 is around somewhere. Get out of the box. More cat trouble. Let me see here. There's another comment here. Is that Strat to Tell? Got a tooth extracted just scrolling live. Stopped by for the comics, but stayed for the Black Cat. Well, I'm glad you made it by, Strat to Tell, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Golly, kitty. He's just too much. This is, I hope you continue to join us and stay with us. We do a lot on this channel. It's like an all-in nostalgia channel. We do comics. We do vintage comics, vintage toys. You're on my box. Vintage comics, vintage toys, vintage television, primarily. Deathlock. That's all late copper Deathlock there. Death's Head. They could have done so much more with Death's Head. Marvel Comics. Cloak and Dagger. Cable. Bishop. Cloak and Dagger, number 6. A block of those. 5. A lot of 5s. 7. It's all over the place. And we don't know how close we are to... Oh, Captain Justice. I never heard of that one. It's number 1. Black Knight. Doctor Strange. Don't know what we have that might be... Golly, you're just too much. Might be worth something. Someone was telling us the origin of Tombstone was in that Web of Spider-Man block that we were looking at yesterday, which I must have at least a dozen copies. And again, they're drop dead. They're 94, 96, 98s, almost every book here. Massive lot. I think it was, what, 48 short and like 7 or 8 long boxes. That's Daniel resting on the sofa here. And then, Uncle, you're in my way. Hi. Make no mistake, he does fill the entire screen. That's 25 pounds of cat right there. No exaggeration. He's a big baby, though. He's a sweetheart. He's another rescue cat. And Strat says it's a nice change of pace from all these kids screaming and begging for likes and subs. And he loves the cat. Respect comics, think they're cool. Never collected them myself. Love vintage TV and toys, though. I liked and subbed. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. I might do a tour. I did one once before. I might do a tour of the DVD collection. We have a massive DVD collection. Vintage video games we do a lot of. X Factors here. Blocks of X Factor. This is number 41. That's not very well drawn. Number 28. 28. Oops. There's a block of X Factor number 2. X Factor number 1 in there, maybe? It could be. X-Man, X Factor again, number 16. It's all over the place. It really needs to be alphabetized so we can figure out what we all got. Number 20. Wonder Man, number 2, polybagged. Is that with a trading card? Yes, polybagged with a trading card. I came across a whole case of polybagged yesterday. Wolfpack number 1. Look at that. Wolfpack number 1. A whole block, drop dead mint. And again, you know, it's the lighting. Those are not like yellowed all the way out. It's hard for you to tell looking like this. But the condition on these is perfect, which is what makes you wonder. Here's What The, number 8. How the hell do we move these after we're done cherry picking what we want? Shadow Riders number 2. I know there's a market for really high-end, like, commons. ROM Space Knight number 72. Like Future Past collectibles. Likes a lot of that kind of stuff. They specialize in it. There's Spider-Man second series, number 29. Started out being McFarlane and turned into something else. Number 28. And so on. If I can get down in here without Squadron Supreme number 7. This one's kind of tightly packed. I don't want to make a mess out of it. Squadron Supreme, Spellbound, and so on. Yeah, oh, and Robert Online is here. Glad you could make it. And Strat, the one thing you'll find here also is that we stick to what we're doing. We stick to what we're doing. You know, again, we enjoy the nostalgia. There's a little girl and monkey down there. Hi, little girl. She was abandoned too. She's another one that was abandoned. It was a woman had a stroke, and she had 4 dogs and 5 cats. and they were left stuck at the house. They were abandoned at the house for weeks, and animal control finally came and took them all, and they missed this one. And we found her a few weeks later and brought her back with us. And so actually, she's on the adoption list. We work with an organization called Halo House. Oh, you being fussy? She's a sweetheart, really, though. She's just kind of wound up because he's teasing her down there. This one says Valiant. I see that LPH has already been messing with this one. Yep, more of those Deathmate. Look at that. Are they all blue? That's all Deathmate blue. And this says Ninjak. Or is that backwards? Oh, it is backwards. It's more Deathmate blue. You can't clean and press these. I professionally clean and press. But the foil covers, you really can't do them. This box, I believe, is backwards. I think. Yeah, Bloodshot, 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 Bloodshot. They tried to bring Bloodshot back hardcore. Dr. Mirage, that's another one of those titles that Valiant tried to bring back from the Silver Age, the early Silver Age, because Dr. Mirage was originally a Gold Key character. Uncle, you're in my way. You know that, right? Do you know you're in my way? Do you care? Can I get you to move? Can I get you to keep moving? Trying to look through these and trying to share it with the people. That one also looks backwards. And it's also very tightly packed. Avengers. Yeah, look at that. Avengers 321. 320. It looks like there's probably 10 of each. 319. What's that? X-Force 21. X-Force 20. X-Force is starting to make a comeback. More Avengers. Number 323. 322. The Nom. I used to read that. Number 12. The Nom, number 12. They have a Punisher, like a two-part Punisher tie-in with the Nom. Robert wants to know where LPH is. Still at work. And Nothing is Forever says, why are graded comics worth so much more than non-graded? I have some worth money, but I have to get them graded for it to be worth it? Question mark. It's considered to be worth more because you've certified the grade. I would research whether or not, because, you know, I could sit there, like if I have something, you know, I've been flipping through these and I've been telling you that, and you can probably pretty much tell, like if I show you this edge, there's no ticks on these books. There's no broken corners. The corners are sharp. The pages, you can probably tell, like I said, the lighting is a little bad, but that's white off-white. It's at least off-white, but primarily white. Untouched, no thumb depressions from someone flipping through the book or anything. It's perfect. So if you were going to buy, let's say this is a $1,000 book in a 9.6, and I'm telling you it's at least a 9.6, you can sit there and argue about it all day. No, I think it's a 9.4. No, I'm telling you it's a 9.6. I'm an expert. I'm an expert too. It's a 9.4. You know what? Maybe it's a 9.2. You get a third-party grading, and that's supposed to eliminate that. Okay, they graded it, and they say it's definitely a 9.6, so that kind of guarantees the price. The rest of that's all the nom. I didn't notice if any of them were the Punisher issue, though. It guarantees the price for you. Although, keeping in mind, it's still subjective. Because I've seen graded books that I know they were graded incorrectly. Oh, Punisher, speaking of which, Punisher number 7 is a block of 7, a block of 5, 4, 37 War Journal, X-Man 33. I never read that. Secret Wars number 6. Wow, there's a ton of them. Secret Wars 2. That's all number 6. Look at that. All number 6. All number 6. Like 3 inches of number 6. Secret Wars number 7. Series 2. Monster Hunters. I don't know that one. More X Factor again. I know she told me there was a lot of Secret Wars. It's got to be in some of these. X Factor 28. 6 again. Oh, a bunch of 5. Here's a big run of Secret Wars 2, number 5. A huge block of them. 5, 5, 5, 5, 8 again. 9. And 4, and 2, and 1. A block of number 1. And then 3. So it looks like Secret Wars 1 through 9, at least, second series in here. And these are Spider-Man 2099s back here. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But I've seen mistakes. If I had a chance, I could grab it for you. I don't think it's handy, though. I have a 9.0 graded newsstand. I think it's a newsstand of the Drunk Tony Stark cover, and I know it's not a 9, it's at least a 9.4. It's graded incorrectly because there's a printer's crease on the book, and I think that's why he graded it as a 9, because he mistook the printer's crease for a legitimate crease. Because if it's something that happened, there's Spider-Man Lethal Foes number 2. If it's something that happened in manufacturing, it's supposed to get leniency, if that makes any sense. Bunch of Web of Spider-Mans, this number 35. For example, let me see if I can find one that has a bindery tear. Here we go. I think this one does. Micronauts number 18. Hey, like right here. I'll just give you an example of what I'm talking about. You see this little split right there? That's called a bindery tear, and that happens in manufacturing when the machine folds the book. Now, when you're grading, you're supposed to give leniency to that tear. It's possible to get a 9.8 with that tear, because you're supposed to look at it and objectively say, okay, you know, that happened in manufacturing. That didn't happen because Jimmy was rough on the book. See what I'm saying? But you can make a mistake and grade that as a defect caused by human hands. And then that's not correct. You know what I mean? They'll even give leniency to Marvel chipping. But yeah, that particular book, that 9.0, has a printer's crease. And a printer's crease is when, oh, here's Excalibur. There's a lot of Excalibur in here too. There's a block of number 12. Printer's crease is when you have like that rough line you see on a book sometimes. You see a lot of them in Bronze and Copper Age books. And you can actually feel it. It's got texture, but it's a line on the book. And it was caused in manufacturing where the paper got bunched inside the rollers. And that gets leniency. You're not supposed to count it harshly unless it's like massive. If it's like huge, or there's like, sometimes there's 2 or 3 of them on a cover, front or back. Sometimes front and back. You see a lot of that with Micronauts. Then you'll give it a strike, but you don't strike it hard. So that book should have been a 9.4, and they gave it a 9.0 grade. If I were to break it out, Marvel Comics Presents 96 with Wolverine. And that's Sam Keith art. I met Sam Keith when I used to work for Great Eastern, or with Great Eastern Conventions. Mephisto number 2. She told me that there's all big block of all 4 of Mephisto verses in here too, all 4 issues. So yeah, you never know dealing with these people. People they might have got the wrong coffee this morning, and they're just going to grade your stuff like garbage. Oh, and there's Raccoon Eyes. He says, "Have we got more boxes to go?" Yes. And nothing says very interesting. I hope so. I hope so. Do this for a little while longer, because there was a lot left over from yesterday. So I just wanted to take another look. Right, Uncle? Yeah, his name is Uncle, and he knows that, and he responds to it if you call him. Hey, Uncle. He's going to ignore me right now because I've got this thing in his face, and he doesn't like that. He's still a big baby, though. This one says Marvel. More of the Punisher. Uh-oh. I don't want to hurt these books. 7. 4. War Journal 36. Did I already go through this one? Yeah, I think I did. I think I did look in that book, that box. There's 2 more there, but Uncle is sitting on them again. Richie Rich. Oh yeah, this is a run of Richie Rich comics. There are no duplicates in here. There are no duplicates in here. There's a big niche. These are nice condition books though. Harvey Comics. There is a big niche for these kind of books with collectors. Hey, there's an ad for Duke the Wonder Dog. It's a 6th scale action figure made by Kenner in the early 70s. I have one. But yeah, Richie Rich and Archie and Casper and all that kind of stuff. Any of those old Harvey or Archie titles. There's a huge niche aftermarket for that stuff. They don't sell for a fortune, but a lot of people like them and they look for those. Isn't that right, Uncle? Can I get you to move again so I can look in those last 2 boxes? Or are you going to be weird? Are you listening to me? When you're a 25-pound cat, you can ignore people. Uncle. Come on, move. Move over. Now he's going to be mad at me for the rest of the day. 2 more boxes here, and then I gotta move around because I got other things to do today. I got to get back to that cabinet because, again, remember, X-Man. I don't know anything about X-Man. Hey, Incredible Hulk, a block of 307. Incredible Hulk. That's some nice artwork. I'm a fan of the Hulk. Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Thor. These are earlier than some of the other books. Mobius 11. King Conan, number 12. Okay. Conan the Barbarian movie special. Number 2. Crucified Arnold there. I got to get back to, look at these 2. At least they have somebody to play with. I got to get back to finishing building that 3rd record album cabinet. We do vinyl records as well, obviously. Building that 3rd record cabinet for my wife so that we can finish organizing our records. You guys having a good time? They really are just playing. She actually likes him a lot. It's a shame that she, like I said, we've got 20 we're taking care of right now, and she's next on the adoption list. Conan the Adventurer. That's a cool series, and it's based on the cartoon from the early 90s. I think it's like 1992, and there's a action figure series. We did a showcase of those figures. My wife has a complete set of the action figures from this line. Really interesting artwork on these as well. This whole series had really dynamic cover art. I think there's only 14 issues in the Conan the Adventurer run, based off of course, the cartoon show. It was an after-school special show. After-school special. It was an after-school television program. It had 64 episodes, and it had a sequel. It was a Saturday morning cartoon that came out in like 1994 called Conan and the Young Warriors. That was total crap, but the after-school show was pretty good. Conan the Barbarian 238, RoboCop, number 9 from Marvel. Okay. More RoboCops. Number 7, 5, 6. All right. Rawhide Kid, number 1. There's a stack of those. I know it's still hard to see the lighting. Fantastic Four 300, about a dozen of those. Thor 354, 357, 335. The Thing. Who remembers The Thing when he had a comic series? Number 36. Pirates of the Dark Water. Come on, guys, get out of that lid, will you? Go play somewhere else. One more box, and then I got to move around. One more. We got so much. But we're enjoying it. We got it really cheap, and we're having a good time with these. Having a really good time with these. That looks like Legion, Martian Manhunter, Legion. God, I wonder how many runs. Green Arrow, that's the Copper Age Green Arrow, which is a really good read. This is a really good read, actually, Copper Age Green Arrow, and it's a very adult theme. 8. Green Lantern number 18. Green Arrow again, number 6. Look at that. It's at least a dozen of those. Again, perfect. Not worth a fortune, but there's a, again, I keep saying niche, but there's a big niche for run fillers that are flawless. They will move. Number 7 there. Number 20, 19, 6 again, 9, and so on. Some Green Lantern Corps stuff back there. Oh, that's not appropriate. Whatever. What is it, Uncle? He's watching them racing around. Look how short his tail is. It's just bizarre given his size. But yeah, that's what we got so far. I think I went through the majority of what was left over from last time. Had all those down there. These we looked through yesterday. He got me again. My shoe. The small the kitten there, Monkey, he unties my shoe when I'm not looking, and he got me again. I thought my shoe felt loose. But went through those. Those are the albums that LPH is still going through from some record lots that we bought. And then these are the cabinets that I built her last time, 1 and 2. And I'm working on a third. It's assembled. It just needs to be shellacked. And then we got to wait a couple of days for the finish to dry. So it will match these two. And then we'll put it in here after we move the comics. And then I'll get the jukebox in here, and I'll get back working on the jukebox again. Because I know some of you are wondering what happened with that late 80s jukebox that we found. And Raccoon says they're surprised LPH didn't snag the Conan books for the keep pile. Well, she has a complete run of Conan the Adventurer now. And JG is here, as well as Eric Peter. He says, whenever I have something up to my face, my dog also gets shy. Just try to catch up a couple of these comments real quick here. Raccoon says, love seeing the covers. Back when covers were dynamic, it made you want to buy the book. Nowadays, the covers look more like Playboy covers. Yeah, the covers nowadays, they're very, they might be good artwork, but they look like portraits. They look like portraits. They're not telling a story. And when you have a cover that tells a story, it means so much more. Like this. It's a very dynamic cover. There's a lot going on there. And you see this energy blasting through Power Man. And you're like, what happened? Is Power Man going to survive? You know, whatever. The dynamic covers tell you something. There's Doctor Who number 16. There's a monster in front of the roller coaster. What the hell's going on here? It gives you a little tag. Into the realm of Satan. Nowadays, you just get a portrait. You just get a portrait, and you're like, okay. See, like right here. What the hell's going on? It makes you wonder. But that's a lost art now with comic books, unfortunately. It really seems to be. And Robert loves the cat. Just chilling, yeah. And JG said how many was in the Conan the Adventurer run. Conan the Adventurer has, I believe, 14 issues. a total of 14 issues. Right, Uncle? Anyway, with that, I'll go ahead and sign off. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Glad you could make it. Hope you got something out of it. Just, again, another impromptu. Special thanks to Strat for making a donation to the channel. Always helpful, especially. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Fozafan who made the donation. I got that backwards. Fozafan made a donation to the channel. Always helpful because of all the felines that we take care of, so that's very much appreciated. So I'll go ahead and sign off, and we'll catch you again. Yeah, we got the weekly roundup coming up tomorrow, of course. Weekly roundup tomorrow, and then probably we might do a live on Saturday. And we don't have another convention until next Saturday, which will be the Retro Toy Swap. And of course, we will film that and we will put the tour on the channel. So thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you again.